Hey guys, WalterFootball.com video here. Going to talk about a fantasy football best ball draft that I just did. Going to review my team and then talk about some of the picks that I thought were interesting. Let's face it, just going to make fun of some bad picks as we usually do here. Before we get into that, please hit like, subscribe, comment below, share this video. Visit the link in the description for the merch store. All that mean a lot to us. And visit WalterFootball.com for tons of content. We have new content every single day, and it's all free, and a bunch of stuff like fantasy football rankings, NFL picks against the spread in the fall, NFL mock drafts. We have grades for every signing, every trade. We graded the Aaron Rodgers signing, for example. So you check that out at walterfootball.com. And like I said, it's all free. So did this draft just now. It just finished. I had the second pick right here, as you can see, Walter Football. So I took Saquon Barkley. It's either Saquon Barkley or Jamar Chase for me at number 2, and Chase went first. So I took Barkley. I don't know who I would take if I had number 1. I think I've taken Barkley more than Chase so far, but so I'd probably even it out, but it's super close for me. And then I went with a receiver. So my thinking here was with AJ Brown off the board, and taking AJ Brown with Barkley is kind of tricky, but I think at 211 is just too much value to pass up. But he's off the board, so I'm thinking, okay, I'll take T Higgins and maybe Terry McLaurin, and that's exactly who I got. And my thought process was I can maybe stack them up with either Jaden Daniels and Joe Burrow at 411. And that's what happened. I mean, Jaden Daniels went 307. I think a touch early for him. But I got Joe Burrow back to me at 411. Now, I didn't take Joe Burrow at 411 because I know that the first guy had already taken a quarterback, Lamar Jackson. So I thought it would be very unlikely that he would take Burrow. It was a gamble I was willing to take. And that's exactly what happened. He did not take Burrow. In fact, he stacked Lamar Jackson with Zay Flowers, which was pretty smart. Although taking Travis Hunter, maybe not too smart. But he took, so I took Burrow at 502. So I paired Higgins with Burrow, which is pretty nice. And I took Rome Odunze at 611. I like Odunze this year. He's going to get the boost with Ben Johnson. Caleb Williams should play a lot better. The offensive line is great now in Chicago. So a lot of opportunities for Odunze this year, especially with Keenan Allen gone. Aaron Jones at 702, thought that was really good value. Minnesota also really strengthened this offensive line. So the Vikings are going to be able to block really well for Jones. Michael Pittman Jr. at 811. Kind of like the last starting receiver left. I know there are a couple of guys who are starters, like Jaden Higgins, Keon Coleman, Brandon Ayuk, but they all have some major red flags. Like Ayuk, obviously, he's not going to play until like midseason. Keon Coleman was a huge bust last year. Jaden Higgins, just a rookie. Like Pittman's like the only sure thing that was left at 811, so I just took him. I needed another receiver. I went with Mark Andrews at 902. Didn't really know what to do at 902 because I didn't want to take a quarterback with drafting Joe Burrow. If I didn't have Joe Burrow, I probably would have gone with Bo Nix. But at that point, I kind of wish that I had Cortland Sutton instead of which I kind of glossed over the DK Metcalf pick. I took Metcalf just because the upside with him. Now with Aaron Rodgers there, we knew that Rodgers or Kirk Cousins was going to go to Pittsburgh, but now it's been confirmed. So I love Metcalf this year. Anyway, I took my second quarterback. You need 3 in best ball, so I took Justin Herbert at 10-11. And I was hoping to pair him with Trey Harris when I saw the 10th round start, but Trey Harris went 10-06. So I still thought he was the best quarterback available. So I thought, okay, maybe I could take Keandre Lambert-Smith later or Will Dissly or something like that. But yeah, we ended up with Herbert. 11:02. It's the first time I've taken Javonte Williams. I think he's kind of dusty at this point. But I only had 2 running backs, and I thought I needed to be a little safer. I'm usually all for upside and best ball, but I think at some points you need to be safer, especially if you're not like kind of cemented at a position. I mean, we have Saquon Barkley, but Aaron Jones has a long injury history. Like if he went down, like I would just be counting on like high upside backups at this point. So I thought Javonte Williams would be safer. Plus, I think 11-2 is not a bad spot to take him. Then I went for upside later. I took Isaac Orlando, 12-11. He's my top sleeper this year. Tank Bigsby at 13-02. I know Kenny, the Kenny who runs the capsfake.com. He's with me every Wednesday. He loves Tank Bigsby. That's his top sleeper. So I was glad to get both of them. Then I took Mike Gesicki to pair with Joe Burrow, so kind of stacking it there. I took Jalen Wright at 15:02. Now I had a decision. I thought maybe I could wait for Andre Yoshivas because I needed another receiver to fall to me because at this point I only had 5. Yoshivas went 16:04, so I didn't quite get him, but I still love Jalen Wright. HN is injury prone, and it's just right behind him. There's no Mostert anymore. So if HN goes down, Jalen Wright's going to have some huge production. At 16-11, I took Anthony Richardson. So I thought this was kind of interesting. I think this is a good spot to take him. Now, Richardson has a shoulder soreness. He's dropping. He used to go round 13, round 14. Now he's going around 16. So I think at some point you have to say it's good value. And I like pairing him with Joe Burrow because Burrow is going to be, I mean, let's face it, he's going to be the quarterback who scores the highest every week on my team. And he's just going to make the lineup. Now, when you have Burrow, and even like Justin Herbert is kind of like a high upside backup, you need someone who could maybe exceed Burrow some weeks. And Richardson's someone who could do it. Now, he's going to have some horrible weeks. He's going to have some like 0-point weeks. He's going to be awful at times. But he has the potential to spike if he runs around a lot and scores multiple touchdowns. Like he's like one of the guys available late. And I would argue that like there's really no one else who could do it. Like Aaron Rodgers, no. Shuck, no. Wilson, no. Dart, no. Like he was the only guy here who could beat Joe Burrow out on any given week. Not most weeks, but occasionally. So that's why I thought Richardson with Burrow was pretty good. 1702, I was kind of lost on what to do here. I thought the drafters in this draft were usually like pretty good. Usually 1702, I usually take like a guy, like Joshua. I thought he'd be here. Will Shipley, something like that. There was really no one that exciting. I just settled for Blake Corum. 1811, I took Tyler Higbee as my third tight end. I love Higbee this year. I don't know why he's going so late. 1902, I took Dante Thornton, sorry. He is just all upside. He's just freak athlete. He has a chance to do something this year with the Raiders. He's pretty raw, but if he gets a chance, like he might produce and just might stick, and he might have some big games. And then 2011, Keandre Lambert-Smith, and I thought it was funny that the guy drafting first, which was last in the 20th round, he took Mike Williams. Kind of like, hey, I got the right receiver with Justin Herbert, you fool. So I thought that was pretty funny, but yeah. So talk about some of the picks that stood out to me. Talk about some of the bad picks. Nothing like terrible in the first round. I'm still lower on Genty than everyone else. Apparently, I think he should be in the second round. In the second round, I wasn't a fan of. I'm not really a fan of Devon Achane in the second round. Drake London, I don't know if he has the upside to be in the second round, but my least favorite second round pick is Trey McBride. He just doesn't score touchdowns, and I don't know if like Kyler Murray is going to fix that issue. It just doesn't strike me as a high upside quarterback for receivers. He can run around, like he's a good fantasy player because he can do that. But like making sure his receivers are just top notch in fantasy, you just don't know if he can get there. In the third round, Tyreek Hill really stands out as the worst pick. Like he's old, he's slower now. The offense sucks because the offensive line is bad. Tua might get concussed, and Tyreek Hill might be in jail. So you have 5 things going against him. Like he should not be going third round. He should probably be going like fifth round. People just don't realize that yet. In the fourth round, I really don't like any players. Like I mean, some guys are like Joe Mixon, Breece Hall. Like they're fine, but like there's really nothing exciting. Like I could just kind of berate almost every pick here. I feel like you have to take like fifth round guys. Like Metcalf has been a fifth round guy. Zay Flowers too. Like I think those are the 2 best picks in this round. I really don't like RJ Harvey 408. He reminds me of Miles Sanders. He's great in like open space. He can make people miss, but he's just like a very poor runner. Like he's not going to see the lanes and stuff, and might dance around the line of scrimmage. And not really surprised that J.K. Dobbins has gotten the team's attention. In the fifth round, not a fan of Amarian Hampton, but I can understand the case there. Jalen Waddle is awful. He's a pyramid scheme, as our friend Butters says all the time. I love that description for Jalen Waddle. He has a couple games that are great here and there, but overall he just doesn't really do anything. In the sixth round, there's no reason to take Chris Godwin. There's 4 receivers on Tampa, and Godwin is older. He's getting older, and he's coming off an injury, so that's just, it seems like a really bad pick there. Seventh round, Stephon Diggs. So he's been going 8th round. I was kind of surprised to see him go 7th round. He's coming off a torn ACL. I'd be surprised if he plays before week 4. I think there was a report that said that he's not going to be ready until at least week 4. So that's pretty troubling. An older receiver coming off an ACL injury and being in a limited offense, like a run-first offense in New England, that's just doesn't seem like a guy who should be going 7th, 8th, or even 10th round. I think he should be going double-digit rounds at this point. 8th round, Cooper Kupp, another decrepit old receiver you should not be drafting. He's washed up at this point, and he's going to be in an offense that's going to be so much worse than the one he was in last year. 9th round, Cam Scatabo. He went 7th round. I actually tweeted that out earlier today. He went 7th round in another draft I did. He went 9-11 here. That's still way too early for a third running back. Like Tyrone Tracy wasn't taken too much before him. I think that he went 8-10. Like that's one round before Scatabo. Like that should not be the case. Like Scatabo is just he's the third string guy, and I don't know if he's going to pass Singletary even, like let alone Tyrone Tracy. So it just feels like that's pretty bad. 10th round, looks like I would say the worst pick here was probably Rashid Shaheed. Now, if the Saints had an established quarterback, I would like Shaheed a lot. But young quarterbacks tend to lock in on the number one receiver. And as long as Chris Olave is healthy and on the team, then Shaheed's going to be an afterthought. Now, if Olave is traded, as there's been some rumors, or if he goes down with another concussion, then Shaheed will look a lot better. So I can at least understand it. Like, there's really nothing I hate in the 10th round here. It's just kind of trying to find something that I can criticize. But really, once it gets to the double-digit rounds, like it's hard to find like a very bad pick. 11th round, like the same thing. I don't really see anything that stands out as terrible. Maybe Travis Etienne, who I don't know if he's going to start. He's just not a good player. And it sounds like they kind of soured on him, or it wouldn't surprise me at all if he's traded, which could be a good thing for his draft stock. Like if he goes to Dallas, I could see him like doing something, but again, he's just not that good of a player. So like really, like what are you going to do there? 12th round, Jalen McMillan. He had some good games at the end of the year, but he's just the fourth receiver right now. If Igbuka is as good as the Bucs think he is. So, like, did you draft a fourth receiver on a team in the 12th round? I just don't get it. Round 13, I think the Carolina receivers make sense here. Like, Leggett and Thielen, like, they both had some good games last year, but now Tedero McMillan's there, so I really don't see him doing much. Quentin Johnston, I think that's even worse, really, at 1309. This guy can't catch passes at all, and I think that, given that they drafted two young receivers, well, obviously young receivers, so they drafted them. They drafted Trey Harris and then Keandre Lambert-Smith. Like, I feel like his days are numbered. They said he's the starter, but I think that's just by default. Round 14, I'm only going to do the top 15 rounds. Round 14, I think the worst pick was Wan'Dale Robinson. He just has no upside for best ball. Like, he's safer. Like, he's good in DFS when he's like 3,700 and you get like 12 points out of him. But he's never going to crack your lineup in best ball. It's just like a low upside guy. You want upside. Like the guy who went two picks after him was Alec Pierce, and 3 picks after him, Cedric Tillman. Like, I love those picks much more. I was hoping that one of them would come back to me, but they were both sniped picks before mine. And like they just have so much more upside than Wan'Dale Robinson. So definitely go after them instead of Robinson. And then to kind of stick with the theme, round 15. What's DeAndre Hopkins going to do for a team, the team that drafted 7th overall? Like that's just a horrible move. Like, Hopkins is so washed up. He has no upside at all. I don't like his floor is super low. At least like with Wan'Dale Robinson, his floor is kind of high. Hopkins' floor is so low. Like he just may not even make the team. I don't get that pick at all. So I went a little longer than I usually do, but I hope you guys enjoyed this fantasy football draft review. But yeah, please hit like, subscribe, comment below, share this video. Visit the link in the description for the merch store. Visit walterfootball.com for tons of content. Again, we have new content every single day, and it's all free. So would really appreciate it. And yeah, we're close to 5,000 subs on YouTube, so would really appreciate a subscribe button press. That would mean a lot to us. So all right, guys, I hope you have a great night, and I will talk to you in the next video.